Hey everybody, welcome back. So today, obviously I'm not at the farm. I am doing a new job site, and so it's been a while since I've done one of these videos. So here are two containers. This is in front of a new restaurant that's just opening up. It is called La Popular. I think that's what it's called. But I'm doing two containers right now. This one right here, I don't know if you can see that. There we go. That one right there and the one in the corner. And I've done two bigger containers in the back patio area. Let me show you. So right in there, we have two big containers. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of dark, but we added some agave, and then I added some succulents around it, so it's gonna look so nice when it all fills in. And then there's a few other containers, large long containers, that we put some queen palms in the containers because they wanted it to be almost like a wall. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some cascading succulents coming down the back, and some more succulents inside the containers to fill it up. And I think that's going to look so beautiful, but right now they're not ready for that. They still have to do some lighting in the containers, so, and plus some of the soil sunk, so we had to add more soil into the containers. But right now we're going to go ahead and do up these two containers and get them ready for this new restaurant. Okay, before we get started on these containers, let me share with you what I'm adding into them. So we are going to add this variegated flax, I think it's called flax lily. So it has these nice, beautiful variegated leaves that I think are gonna do really good in this spot. It does get full sun, I think it gets some full sun and shade. And so I think this would be a really nice, I guess, look with the container, because it has a nice dark container. And so we've already filled it up with potting soil, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Let me show you these succulents that I also got. So I got some of these succulents that I thought would look and I don't know, just look really nice against this lily. I hope they do good. But yeah, this is one of the sebums, I think it's called. Oh no, Angelica stone crop. So I thought that would look nice, a beautiful color. And then I also got some of these right here, a couple of these. So they're going to be exactly the same, both of the containers. They're going to mirror one another. And then I also, oh, look at that. Isn't that so beautiful? So we're going to have a few different little varieties in there. And I think that is just going to look so sweet and so pretty once it all fills in. And I also did a few indoor containers for this restaurant. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how those indoor containers turned out as well. So let's just get started on these two pots. Alright, so I am finished with this location, so let me show you how it turned out. Isn't that so beautiful? I cannot wait to see how this is going to look once it's filled in. I think it's going to look so gorgeous with this spiller off the side. Now, I wish I knew the names for all these succulents that I just popped in there, but I have no idea what the names of them are. But this, I think this is going to look so pretty. Now, I know this one's going to fill in this area, and I know all of these are going to get bigger, but I just cannot wait. So the other one is almost exactly the same. I think there's a couple little different plants. I think this one, the other one doesn't have. But look how beautiful those all turned out. Oh, these look like little dolphins too. These are so stinking cute. But I can't wait till this spills out. And I have a couple spillers. Like this one's gonna spill out, and then this one in the back is gonna spill out as well. So I think that's just gonna look so beautiful. And then I have some indoor containers. So let me see if anyone's inside so I can show you the indoor containers. All right, so here we have these indoor containers. And I did these ones, let's see, I wanna say on Monday. And they turned out so beautiful. Now, of course, I don't know the names of all of these plants, but I think they're just going to turn out so beautiful. Now, I've done these plants in another location as well, at another facility, and they turned out beautiful. So look how beautiful those turned out. Now, this is going to spill out on the side, and I think that's just going to look glorious. And look at this beautiful fern right here. So there you go. So that turned out really nice. And then we have 2 huge square containers that we put some agave in, and I also lined the outside with the succulents. So let me show you what that looks. Now here on this side, we're gonna put succulents that are gonna drape out all on the front here. It's a little bright. And I think that's gonna look so beautiful. But yeah, we have all these palms over here, and it's gonna look like a barrier. So I hope they really do well. Now, I'll show you, we have these 2 huge square containers right here. Here's one of them. And let's see, can you see that agave? Oh, it's kind of dark. Okay, there we go. So yeah, doesn't that look so beautiful? And we found the nursery that we bought this agave from right up the street from our house. So that is so nuts. It was a nursery at one point, and then I think it closed for a little while, and now it's reopened. So that's awesome. But all these succulents, now they didn't have succulents, so I had to get this one from a different nursery. But I think these are gonna look so beautiful once they cascade down. So I put a few of them, I wanna see 4 or 5 of them, no, 4 of them in this container. And I think that's gonna look so lovely with these succulents that are just gonna fill in this location. Now, I might put in a few more succulents just here and there, like some smaller ones that I have at home, and to pop it in just in some of the little areas that I think look a little sparse. But we are going to cover this up with some mulch so it looks nice, clean, and fresh and new. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. So now I'm going to head home, tend to the farm, so I will see you there. Okay, so it is the next day, and I was going to film a video yesterday after I got off work, but then I got home and I just started working around the farm. So today I am going to start some onions. Now, I got these onions from the local nursery. I got some white onions and some yellow onions. And this one is, this says here 75, there's a 75 onion sets in this bag. And this only costs $5. So that's really exciting. So I got a yellow one. And then I also have this purple garlic that I'm gonna plant. So here in the little garden, because there's so many onions that have already started in the little garden, I decided just to keep them in here, and I'm just gonna plant more onion, and then in the summertime when I feel like it's ready, if I don't have anything else planned, or maybe if I have another idea, I'm just gonna start my cut flower garden then. So right now this is gonna be our onion patch because there are so many onions growing. I completely forgot how many onions I've planted in this bed. So when we plant onions, what you want to do is see on the bottom of the onion there is already a little root. Do you see that? I don't know if it's focusing in on that right there. So there's a little bit of a root, and that is what's going to be going in the soil. So this little pointy end is what's going to be sticking up. So now I've already made a bunch of little I don't know what you call these little ruts. And I'm just going to place them in here, and I'm going to put them a hand width apart. And I'm just going to fill up these 2 little beds right in here with this white onion. And then I have 2 other beds that I'm going to fill up with some yellow onion. And then 1 little bed that I'm going to fill up with some garlic. So let's just go ahead and get started. All right, so now that we're done with planting our onion and garlic, now we are gonna head off and I'm gonna give you a tour of what is happening in the big garden. And a lot has been happening. So since the last video, let's see, John and I have gone to a Halloween party. Our daughter had a Halloween party here and she just had so much fun. We pulled out our little Volkswagen bus and we set up some board games in there so the kids can hang out there and play. We put a projector and a screen inside which is like an old tarp. We put that inside the barn so that they can watch some scary movies, which they didn't really want to watch a scary movie. It's weird, they just weren't into scary movies. And let me tell you, to watch a movie in this barn is pretty scary because there's just all kinds of noises. So the chickens are doing really well. And yeah, you know, the only thing, the egg production is still the same, but the only thing is that I was getting some green eggs and some blue eggs. And now, because when I ordered my chickens, because at the time we had a lot of green eggs and a lot of blue eggs, I just ordered only chickens that laid brown eggs. Now I have too many brown eggs and not enough blue eggs and green eggs. So maybe next year I'll get some more chickens that obviously are going to give me some green and blue eggs. We do have some chickens that are giving us some rose color eggs, so that's kind of cool. Just they're so pretty, almost like a pinkish color. All right, so let's see what is happening in the big garden. So I have a ton of succulents left that I'm going to pop into that that color location or that new container. I had to wait for this kitty to come in. Look at this kid. So, okay, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so this little kitty right there, I found that little cat out in the field. Oh, look at him walking around in my garden bed. Yeah, I found him out in the field and I didn't pay no attention to it. Then it ended up in our barn. So then I started feeding it. And now everyone keeps telling me, like John keeps saying that's your cat, my daughter keeps saying that's my cat, and I keep thinking, no, it's not my cat. But the more I'm outside, the more I realize that it's like my cat because it follows me everywhere. Okay, so yeah, that is my cat. But he's so sweet, and the dogs seem to really like him. And ever since we've had him, we haven't had any rodent problems in the barn around the feed area. So that's really good. Okay, so let me show you what is happening over here. So here is our little onion patch, and it's doing really well. I do have some space right there at the end, and I do have some yellow onion left. So I'm going to go ahead and pop in some yellow onion right there. Now over here we have our raspberry and our blackberry bush, and ever since I brought it into this garden, it has been doing really well. I see some new growth. Some of this old, there's like some damage here, but that's old damage from some caterpillars before. But the raspberries are doing really good right here, and I am going to separate these two so that way they could have their own containers. I just don't know when yet. Eventually I'll get there. Alright, so over here we have our cucumber. Now, I asked one of the viewers, or any viewer, what was that powdery white spots on my cucumber plants and on my butternut squash, and it was powdery mildew. So thank you so much for that. I ended up going to the nursery because I noticed it was spreading quite rapidly, especially on the butternut squash. So I ended up going to the nursery, and the gal there, I asked her, you know, what they had for the organic gardener, and so she directed me to some organic spray that I ended up spraying on the powdery mildew. And I was kind of bummed out because I did not want to spray any chemicals on my plants, and but I did because I wanted to save them. I didn't want this powdery mildew to just devour them. But in the long run, I ended up having to take them out anyways. I'm gonna have to take out this this cucumber. Now, the spray did work, and I'm not getting like the mold has stopped spreading, but it has been getting colder. And let's see, it's been in the 70s, in the low 70s in the mornings. It's been really cold in the mornings, and in the evenings it's been getting down to like 40 degrees. So there's a couple things in here that I think I need to remove from a container and put it inside the trailer where I can make sure that it gets a little bit of light and some heat. And these cucumber plants are definitely going to be coming out. And these weeds, I have these like, oh, these weeds are crazy. They're everywhere. Look at this kitty. So yeah, I'm going to take out these cucumbers. Now, I have been harvesting some cucumber, but because the weather has been getting colder, they just haven't been producing anything. And these new guys right here, these little guys are not producing anything at all. So this bed is going to be cleared out pretty soon. All right, so now let's go off to the squash. Okay, now here is this is not winter squash, this is just a zucchini. And look how beautiful it is. It is so green, it is doing so well. And I know it's time, I feel it's time for this plant to come out. Even though, look at this zucchini right here. Look at that. Yeah, it has been giving me so many zucchini. I am so pleased with this plant and so thankful that I planted it, because it has not disappointed at all. I've been harvesting zucchini one right after another, and I can't even keep up with it. So I am so excited, and I'm definitely going to plant this variety of zucchini next year, which I believe it's from Johnny Select Seeds. So that is a great plant to have. And we're in October, and it's still giving me this zucchini. So that's amazing. All right, so here we have our Jerusalem artichokes. Also known to me for a long time was ginger. I thought this was ginger. But yeah, it's Jerusalem artichokes. And it's doing really well. All the flowers have died off, and the leaves are starting to die off now, but the stalk is still looking strong. And then over here, let me show you, get you a better view. Right here, all right, and then right over here, this is the ginger, not this one, but this thin leaf one. These are ginger. So I don't know, because it's so intertwined that I have no idea what it's going to look like when we pull out the Jerusalem artichokes, and I hope it doesn't disrupt the ginger that's in there, because I thought it was all ginger. So I just popped them in there all crazy. So let's see how that's going to turn out. Okay, now so over here are our peppers, and my goodness, you guys, we have so many peppers. There's some orange ones right here, we have green ones, we have red ones. There's just so many pepper that I know I could harvest a few more and stuff them into our freezer, but we have been eating bell pepper like crazy. I just made some stuffed bell pepper just last night, and it was so good. So I am so pleased with this bell pepper variety, and this is by Burpees. So it's their, I believe their organic seed, their bell pepper seed, and it turned out so good. So my goodness, this little kitty is so neat. Look at this wild cat. Wild. It's not wild anymore. Come on, buddy. All right, so now let me go show you what's happening over here in the lettuce patch. Okay, so, oh my goodness. So over here in the lettuce patch, it is doing really good. Now, again, I wish I planted more spinach, and it is popping up. I do have some spinach popping up. Just, you know, just not enough. Not enough for us to want, I just want to eat it now. And had I popped in a ton of spinach, it might have been, you know, a little bit bigger. But this lettuce is doing so good, and it's still so really sparse. I have pulled out a few of them that have gone to seed because it's been kind of warm, and not anymore. I guess in the next couple days it's going to be pretty chilly, but it has been doing so well. So I'm really happy with the way the lettuce has turned out. I'm really liking this brown lettuce right here. That seems to be my favorite. The butter lettuce, it's okay, but it's not, I don't know, it's not as good. But the red one and some of this, this like greenish one, it's so good. I just cannot wait for the spinach to come in. My goodness, look at this kitty. All right, so let me show you what is happening over in the broccoli and how these beans are doing on the trellis. So the beans have been doing so good trellising up this trellis. I am so pleased with it, and I'm just thrilled. I am so excited, and it looks so beautiful. And I've already harvested some beans off of here. Not that many, just a handful, and we ate them just the other day. So yeah, I'm excited. I cannot wait till it's like nice and full and thick. That is my goal. And this other side is doing really well on this side. Yeah, so the only thing is that it's not as growing. Oops, the kitty moved it. It's not growing as fast as the other side because it does not get a lot of sun. Kitty. So let me show you over here. Now over here we have all of our broccoli, and let me give you a closer view because our broccoli is doing so good. All right, so over here is all of our broccoli, and it is doing so well. Now there is some damage from past caterpillar damage, but other than that, it's doing fantastic. Oh my goodness, kitty. The kitty keeps moving the camera, sorry about that. But yeah, it is doing so well. I am so pleased with the way this broccoli is turning out. All right, so I don't think we're gonna be getting any of the butternut squash because it has been getting colder, and I know that the squash needs heat in order for it to do well. And I feel I have been overwatering it, so some of the butternut squash has cracked a little bit. So I'm kind of bummed out about that also. And it is looking pretty sad, as you can tell. So one of them, this little guy right here, let me show you. This little guy right here has a bit of a crack, and it's probably from me overwatering it, and it's just not getting a lot of sun either. So I'm probably just not going to get any butternut squash. If anything, maybe just two. Like this one right here, maybe. You see this guy? It's a little bigger. Oh, let me adjust this. There, that guy. But I don't know. Probably not. Probably not much of anything. Now, the turnips are doing so good. I have harvested one turnip, and it's, oh my God, it looks amazing. So I'm so happy with the way the turnips have turned out. Let me show you how they look. Look at these turnips. Now I planted these turnips back September 2nd, somewhere around there, and look how nice they look. Oh, that just looks so good. And that is ready to come out. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Look how good that looks. Oh, that is so exciting, you guys. This is I feel very accomplished because this is my first turnip. So that is look at that. That is so stinking exciting. I love it. Now let me show you these cherry tomatoes. Now these cherry tomatoes are doing really well. Okay, they are giving me some cherry tomatoes. The only difference is that the skin is a little thicker than the summer tomatoes than they were giving me in the summertime. And I don't know if it has to do with the weather getting colder or what, but that's what I've noticed with these cherry tomatoes is that they're just not that sweet, and the skin is a bit thicker. And I don't know if that's just this variety or if that's how all the tomatoes are going to be like. Now over here we have our carrots. Okay. So now over here we have our carrots, and they are doing so good. Look at that. They're just doing amazing. I am so pleased. And then we did a second row of carrots in the back, and those are doing so good. And then over here, look at this beautiful dahlia. I totally forgot that I planted these dahlias, and this one's opening up. But, oh, and this one's not opened all the way, but look how beautiful those are. Oh, so red and vibrant. And then over here we have some cabbage. And then we just have a couple little Brussels sprouts right there in the middle. And then some more cabbage at the end right over there. Now, you know, I was thinking when I was tending to these beds the other day, I should have just planted carrots all in one bed. But then I was afraid that maybe I wasn't going to get my cabbage in the ground soon enough. So that's why I planted the cabbage with the carrots. So next year I'm going to just dedicate the beds, you know, like just have one bed full of carrots, one bed full of broccoli. I don't know, maybe one bed full of spinach. Who knows? But I'm probably going to dedicate the beds in that way. Oh, let me show you what the Myers lemon's looking like. Okay, so over here is the Myers lemon, and you know, we have these two little branches right here, this one right here and this one right here, they don't have any growth on them at all. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cut those back, because there's no sense in having it if it's not going to, you know, if it's not going to do anything. Okay, so this is a grass that my dad brought over to me, and I noticed that there's a little leaf right in there, and this is the thing this is the grass I'm gonna probably take out and put in the trailer and just take care of it like a house plant and see if it's going to survive, because I hope it survives. I guess it's supposed to be a really unique grass that you use for cooking, and it's supposed to smell really good. So I am excited to try it out, but I hope it survives during this winter time. So I'm probably gonna pot that and just, you know, put it in a different place. So that is what's happening here in the big garden. So many things. We have so many plants. All of our flowers are here for the fall. Not all of them. This is for one location that we need to take care of. I'm redoing a bunch of containers. I need to... Did I show you the succulents? I don't know if I did. Let me show you these succulents. Oh. So these are all the succulents right here. They're going to go in to that job site. Look how beautiful they are. Aren't those so gorgeous? So we have these right here, and these are going to be spillers. Look at that. How cool. And look at this one. Isn't that so pretty? And this one right here, the back side of the leaf is red, but the inside is green. Oh, so gorgeous. So yeah, these are gonna fill in the rest of the containers, and we might have to get a few more, but yeah, I love this variety here. So that is what is happening on the farm. Things are just growing. I mean, we're already pulling out things from the ground. So many projects. I have so many projects. It's supposed to be raining soon, sometime this week. And so, I don't know, my painting projects are probably going to have to be at a standstill, because I haven't even started on the barn. And I wanted to start on that this week, but I believe it's supposed to be raining sometime soon. So, but yeah, oh, I wanted to show you these guys. So I pulled these, I was doing some trimming on a container, and I pulled this, it's not a succulent, it's like a house plant, but it's like a succulent. And so I noticed that it had some roots on there, right there, these little bumps. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take out some of these leaves and then set it in some water. I might just put it in some soil and with some rooting powder, and then see if I could get some more plants. And then I have these beautiful succulents. Look at this. So these are succulents, and what you can do, let me find the end. There's oh, here it is. So what you do is, once you trim it and dries a little bit, you could just take off these little guys, these little bulbs here, put it in some rooting powder, and you could put it in soil, you could put it in water, and then it'll just slowly grow some roots, and then you'll have a whole nother plant. So I have so many of these, look at that, just a ton of those, that I'm going to put them in different containers and have more of these succulents. But so yeah, that's pretty much what's happening. Just a lot of jobs. But everything's going well. The animals are doing really good. I'm hoping that we could get some more chickens in the springtime, but for right now we are still planting. I'm still planting seeds for the fall garden. I still need to plant up some more carrots and some more spinach. And then John and I were just talking, and we're just gonna plant the things that we eat the most, because that just makes more sense. And other than that, that's pretty much it. So happy Halloween, take care, be safe, and I'll see you in the next video. And thank you for hanging out with me. Bye-bye.